Elik and the Dustbin Collector, lost in the forest of night. A special bedtime story for Elik. Once upon a time, in a small town nestled at the edge of a magnificent forest, lived a curious and adventurous boy named Elik. Elik was known for his boundless energy, his insatiable curiosity, and his penchant for getting into all sorts of adventures. One sunny morning, as the birds chirped and the wind whispered through the trees, Elik decided to embark on a quest to find something extraordinary: the eggs of a long-lost dinosaur. Little did Elik know, another adventure was about to unfold in the heart of the forest. A rational and quiet man, known as the Dustbin Collector, had found a dusty old photo album in a trash bin near the forest. The album belonged to a badger family, and seeing the photos made the Dustbin Collector curious. He decided to venture into the forest to find the badger and return the precious memories. And so, with their separate quests in mind, Elik and the Dustbin Collector set off into the forest, unaware of the strange and wondrous places that awaited them. The forest was a mystical realm, filled with towering trees, hidden groves, and babbling brooks. Elik skipped along, his mind filled with thoughts of dinosaur eggs, while the Dustbin Collector walked silently, his eyes scanning the surroundings for any sign of the badger. As the day wore on, the forest grew thicker, and the sun started its descent towards the horizon. Elik realized that he had wandered far from familiar territory, and a sense of unease crept over him. The sounds of the forest became unfamiliar and eerie, and the shadows grew longer. The same happened to the Dustbin Collector. He too felt lost, and the forest seemed to change its familiar face. Meanwhile, fate had a peculiar plan in store for them. In their separate wanderings, both Elik and the Dustbin Collector stumbled upon an abandoned log hut. Exhausted and scared, they sought refuge inside, unaware that they were not alone. As night fell, they could hear strange rustlings and hushed whispers outside the hut. Fear gripped their hearts, and their minds conjured images of night creatures: wolves, bears, and things even scarier. Suddenly, they heard a soft voice from outside. "Who's there?" Elik's heart skipped a beat, and the Dustbin Collector's pulse quickened. They cautiously peered out of the window and saw each other. But in the darkness, they mistook each other for the very creatures they feared. Elik thought the Dustbin Collector was a bear, and the Dustbin Collector thought Elik was a wolf. But then, a sliver of moonlight pierced through the clouds, illuminating their faces. They recognized the human features and realized their mistake. Fear turned into relief, and they hurriedly introduced themselves. They laughed at their misunderstanding and spent the whole night talking about their experiences, sharing their fears, and finding comfort in each other's company. As the first rays of dawn painted the sky in hues of pink and gold, exhaustion took over, and they both fell asleep, their worries forgotten for the moment. When they woke up, they made a pact to help each other find the badger and the dinosaur eggs. They realized that even in the midst of fear and uncertainty, there can be companionship and support. With renewed courage, they ventured back into the forest, their friendship growing stronger with each step. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, but they never gave up. And finally, one day, they found the badger, happily reunited it with its cherished photo album. As for the dinosaur eggs, they remained elusive, but they discovered something even more precious: the joy of friendship and the strength that comes from facing challenges together. And so, Elik and the Dustbin Collector returned to their town, not as individuals lost in the forest, but as friends who had found each other. Their tale of friendship and bravery spread throughout the town, inspiring others to be open and brave in their own journeys. From that day on, Elik and the Dustbin Collector became inseparable friends, embarking on new adventures and helping others along the way. And every night, as they lay down to sleep, they would remember their time in the forest of night, grateful for the lessons learned and the friendship forged. And so, dear Elik, remember that even in the darkest of times, there is always someone close by who may be facing a similar struggle. Be open, be brave, and lend a helping hand. For in sharing our experiences, we not only find solace, but also become better versions of ourselves. With that thought in mind, Elik closed his eyes, a smile on his face, and drifted off to sleep, ready for new adventures in his dreams. Good night, Elik. Sleep tight, and may your dreams be filled with friendship and wonder.